Well, I did some fidgeting and I figured out the problem as to why it stopped cranking. And we're going to talk about that now in part 2. Hope you ain't sick of Cub action, because I got 3 of them. See if we can get her fired up. See if my inline works and all that stuff. Well, first things first, I want to disengage the tender, because tender is the knife. There we go. We got that unhooked. Pull those 2 off of there, just for good measure. Turn the battery on. No, I have not started this. So let's see. Switch on. Beep. I'll give it a little choke. 3rd throttle. No choke. I choked it and killed it. Starving for fuel. All right, so basically what I found out was this is the switch that came back on the rebuilt starter. This is the switch I intended to put on there because I bought it separately. That one already came. Well, I figured I'd burnt that switch out already. It can happen. It's not likely. Took this all apart, and the circle, the connections were just a little bit gritty on there. So I took a what? Oh. I took a flat file and just cleaned them up a little bit. A brush probably would have done the same thing. Somebody's gonna say, dielectric grease. I know. But yeah, she fires right up now, and it doesn't sound grindy and nasty in that Bendix like it did. Let me show you the fuel filter setup, how we're doing here. Yeah, there's a lot of fuel in there. For a while there wasn't, but it's, I don't know, leaning like that. It's about half full. But if you look real close, you can see there is some stuff already caught in the bottom of that. And all that without this would be in that carburetor. So what I'm finding now that I took the old sediment bowl off of there and put it back on, we're a little bit leaky. See that drip at the bottom of that nut? So I am going to put a new sediment bowl assembly on there. I thought I'd be okay without it. Yeah, we're getting warm. Yeah, there's no heat at all on that rubber. But yeah, you're right. Cold fuel, lots of power. Hot fuel, not a lot of power. I get that. Still got to tighten up the alternator belt. But it's a Farmall Friday. See how she lifts and lowers. Now, let's talk about the fluids. All right, on my 57 it wasn't picking up, so I went and got some High-Tran and put in the reservoir, and it picked up and it worked well. Talking to other Farmall guys, that's not what it calls for. It actually calls for SAE 30 weight, and I'll show you what I plan on putting in there. And a lot of it has to do with in case there's seepage back into the engine somehow, some way. High-Tran is only 10 weight oil, and this is, again, it calls for 30 weight, and plus I think a thicker oil will lift better, lift stronger. Not that I mean, you obviously saw I picked up the buzzsaw with this tractor, no problem. But yeah, go low ash 30. Unless you've done a rebuild and there's no sludge in there, you go throwing detergent oils in here and start turning up that sludge, I think it's a call for problems. Maybe not a guarantee, but I think it's a risk I don't want to take. So he's been running 1030 in here. I see the problem is I don't know the true history of the tractor. He owned it for 17 years. The guy before him, I don't know if he ever did a rebuild on this. If I ever do, I'll just go Rutella. But that's what I'm going to put in here. Let me show you the oil that I plan on putting in this. I'm going to flush it out and put new oil in it. And same thing with the motor oil. And with these dipsticks, and this is another thing nice about a Cub, you want to make sure they're snapped down all the way. So my Grandmaster plan is to use this in all of my hydraulic systems in all 3 of my Cubs. I don't know what's in there now. I'll be honest, the 57, when I popped the bottom off, there wasn't much in it, maybe a quart at most, half a quart. And it looked and smelled like probably the right oil, 30 weight. But I like Rutella products. Rebuilt the combine engine, running strictly Rutella, full synthetic 1540, and go from there. But like I say, maybe in the spring do an engine rebuild and then get away from the low ash 30 weight. But I think this stuff here is money, my opinion. Nothing can create havoc in a chat room like oil. All right, well, after that little shake, put my finger right on that hose, and yeah, I think it's going to be fine. I really do. It's far enough away. It's 1.5 inches away from there. Let's go check out the 57 and see how he set his inline filter system up. All right, you can see again he used the smaller filter, and that's fine. It does fit in there just a little bit better. His is actually, I mean, he's got it zip tied to the hydraulic lines, and that's okay. That's actually a really good idea because it's going to keep this off that exhaust. I think what I'm going to do is actually cut that zip tie and get it even further away from the exhaust, because that's 1 inch, boys and girls. That's 1 inch, and we can get her at least probably right there, and that's going to be 2 inches. I like 2 inches over 1 inch. So yeah, he ran all rubber hose line, and you can see down in there it's like a PVC piece instead of the brass. And up top, he's just got the bowl to the hose. I mean, fittings are, you know, similar on there and stuff, but yeah, he's got it all rigged up like that. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm going to do is snip this, get it over just a hair further, and then zip tie it. But like the concept, I also need to snip the end of that before it touches that and decides it needs to melt. Go like that, and there you go. Because this is going to be more of a field tractor than the 55. Not that the 55 will never see the field, but I as far as plowing and cultivating and disking, this is the tractor. Ooh, that tire might get me through a couple years. Actually, the rears on the M's worse. The old weather checking. You know, if that was on a different tractor, you know, like a green or something like that, it'd already be flat. But yeah, it's proud to be on a Farmall tractor. Well, it's a Farmall Friday. I say we take her for a shake and see how she's gonna do. Like I say, I want to change that sediment bowl out, without a doubt. Little bit moist, and it obviously it ain't sitting outside, so it ain't water, and go from there. But yeah, could be plowing soon. 70-degree days is what we've been having. And I'm not a weather channel. I don't even do weather updates. I mean, obviously, if we get a blizzard or something like that, I'll do an update, because, well, this will be the star of the show, hopefully. With or without chains. The chains are right there in that box, and I plan on laying them out and just having them ready in the event that I need them. But I think wheel weights, we got ag tires on there. Those are not turfs, but wheel weights, loaded, and I think I can plow. I think I can push snow all day. You don't let it get too deep. Some days I'm going to be plowing probably twice a day just to keep up with it. You know, if we get a foot, I'll plow 6 and 6, and that way I'll be able to have a little more success in theory. So yeah, let's take her for a Farmall Friday shake. New starter, new carb, inline filter. Yeah, she's rolling good. Like I say, that's the last thing I want to do. My new caps, they've all came in. The one for the 57 came in like less than a week. I was surprised. This one took a couple weeks. Sounds good. Little skippy. Little skippy. I think that has to do with the sediment bowl, not the filter. But it ain't bad either way. Somebody was talking about, you see the hole there, I've got it in the second hole, and they go down and drill even lower. That may happen. We'll see how it works this winter. But yeah, a new hole could be drilled. I need a Farmall tractor mailbox. Somebody was asking, when are you going to start picking beans? We've been picking beans. But I've been going to auctions and doing other stuff. The dealerships. Remember, I said there are no dealerships for antique tractors. And I'll tell you what, tomorrow I'm going to miss an auction that is almost as good as the Red Power auction I went to. And I may post some stuff either on the community tab or may somehow throw a video together for you guys to see. I got family coming in from out of town. It's archery season, so I've got responsibilities there. And but yeah, things are looking up inch by inch. It's a cinch, man. Nothing's done overnight, at least not here. Antique, slow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next video.